Good day, Merry Meet. I'm just going to wrap this up as quickly as possible. Remember, before you even enter into the gates, no perfume, no cologne. Wear your hat. Ask the guardians of the gate for entrance and tell them why you're going to be there. And a very bare minimum, touch the ground, touch your forehead, just as a matter of paying respects. I've shown you how I thanked the spirit that I was working with and thanking him, and left an offering. Even though I did leave an offering to him before, I wanted to come back and thank him for not only working with me, but as a matter of his service to our country. And I showed you just a really quick, brief thing about how to collect, how to leave your offering. But I wanted to just stop in here. This is a grave of an unknown Confederate dead, and it was dedicated by Anna Stonewall Jackson Chapter, the United Daughters of the Confederacy. This was done in 1961, and I just wanted to pay my respects. But again, if it makes you feel better before you enter into a cemetery, you can wear a necklace, a ring with religious symbols. If you feel like you need the extra protection, you can rub a little bit of sage on your body if you feel like you need a little bit of extra protection. Sage actually keeps spirits from latching onto your body. Let's see. And again, have your intentions in your mind. If it's a breakup spell, then have this in your mind. Success, for a success spell, again, have your intention in your mind. It broadcasts, because when it's so hard on your mind, it broadcasts exactly why you were there. And again, if you think you need extra protection in your daily life, go to an ancestral grave and gather just a little bit of it to go into a charm or an amulet. But again, sit. If you can find a spot to sit, open your mind, because there's more spirits who might be more interactive with you. Sit on a bench again and think about your intention and wait for a sign. It might be just as simple as a leaf blowing across and landing somewhere that will lead you to that. But for me, as I was standing saying thank you to the person I had worked with before, my mind was immediately drawn to the next one. And that's how I was working. But just when you go to the grave to collect, just say why you were there. Make your offering of candy, coins, cigarettes. Female spirits, again, they like perfume or candy or lipstick. Alcohol, of course, coffee. If it's a child's grave, if you're going to work on a love spell, if it's a child's grave, bring a toy or coins. Offerings are very important to the spirit world, and not bringing an offering makes you indebted to that spirit. That's the one thing that you don't want. The spirit will follow you home, and that's certainly you don't want. And again, you take products, you make a promise to celebrate excess, that again, this is an acceptable offering, but only if you know in your mind that you can come back and say thank you. Well, of course, the hollow is in the general area, so I knew I was going to be coming back. Although I did leave an offering, I certainly knew I was going to come back and say thank you. You can only use the dirt that you've gathered for this one particular instance. So in other words, if you're gathering dirt from an ancestor for your protection, you can't turn around and use it for a breakup spell or a love spell or something like that. It can be used for only one specific purpose, okay? And just a word of warning, if you live near the cemetery, you can do as much research as possible into specific people who have been buried there. And just a word of warning, just be careful of anyone who's been murdered or who has committed suicide or something to that effect, because they are very aggressive active spirits, and they may go a little bit overboard in what you want to accomplish. So I tend to not try to even use them. But I'm going to leave just a very small offering here. Again, this is for the unknown Confederate dead, and I'm going to leave my offering. I open my bottle. I'm going to brush this away a little bit. And leave my bottle here of Jack Daniels, Jack Black. And with that, I will say merry part, and I so hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.